Sportster family is an emblematic part of the Harley Davidson range. The first sports Harley hit the market in 1957, and 50 years on, the Sportster is still alive and kicking in a variety of versions and engines. The version that we're testing today is the Nightster. It's a customized version of the 1200cc bike. For Harley, this is a celebration of 5 decades of true American motorcycles. In an attempt to keep it true to its origins, it has none of the usual chrome trimmings, and is deep black in colour with symbolic flashes of grey and orange. The Nightster is stunningly fine and low riding, with a deliciously retro look. Classic in every sense of the word, it's imposing and fascinating at the same time. The unusual lines and simple styling make this a bike that defies all fashions. The mechanical side of things is equally well crafted, with anthracite grey colouring and superb quality of finish. The 1200cc engine is a typical Harley, with a bi-cylinder 45-degree V-facing on the road. With 70 brake horsepower and 10 kilometres of torque, it has the necessary facets to move the 250 kilos of steel that makes up this classically crafted machine. In one small concession to modern technology, it does get an electronic injection system hidden behind the trademark air filter. The transmission is managed by a notched belt, a system unique to Harley and developed with the intention of reducing service costs over the lifetime of the bike. The suspension is a traditional construction, although it is available with modified ride settings for the European market. The non-adjustable telescopic fork is fitted with a traditional style short mudguard as well as stone guards. Painted black, it makes for an aggressive front end. The black painted spoked wheel accommodates a single disc with 2 piston caliper. Stripped right down, the dash has just a speedo and a few of the usual indicator lights. The handlebar is wide but supports all the relevant controls without too much difficulty. A new feature of this bike is that the rear indicators integrate the brake lights. In daylight, though, it's hard to distinguish between the different functions. The single seat, the small 12.5-litre fuel tank, and the rear mudguard all accentuate the pure minimalist lines of this aggressive yet elegant roadster. With a seating position 68 centimetres off the ground, plus the wide handlebars, it makes for a relaxed riding position, which in turn means that this bike is easy to get to grips with. Thanks to revised injection mapping, the 70 horsepower are delivered easily and fairly regularly. There is a good range of power accessible, which is well backed up by the firm and precise 5-speed gearbox. The engine is mounted well within the frame and does not transfer too much of the heavy vibration from the twin Vs. On the road, the Nightster offers a compromise that is well in line with what the bike stands for. Its big heart pulses slowly within a simple but effective frame. On small roads, the shortest of journeys quickly becomes an enjoyable experience. On rougher surfaces, the suspension has a bit more trouble managing the considerable weight of the bike. However, it never gets to the point of being uncontrollable. Through the corners, the only thing that will slow you down is the limited ground clearance. In terms of little annoyances, we would pick out the too discreet sound of the magnificent exhaust, as well as a front brake that is a little lacking in power. Small niggles aside though, this is a bike that is extremely attractive and full of personality. The cost somewhere in the region of €10,000 depending on the choice of finish. There's very little reason not to fall for this bike and live the legend that is the Harley Davidson Sportster.